Hey guys, today's Wednesday, June the 7th of 2023, and I want to say thank you for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. It made my day. I also had a good day. I went out shopping, went to eat to one of my favorite restaurants here in Nashville with my wife. So it was good. The kids got me gifts. It was birthday cards. It was the homemade at school. It was amazing. I couldn't ask for anything better. So without any further delay, let's get into the markets. Let's watch the dollar, watch the metals, and watch the energy sector. Okay, here we have crude oil. You can see still in the squeeze play on the weekly, and the histogram has turned positive. Hikanashi has turned positive for this week. We got a PPS buy signal, but it all depends on where we close. But if we could close above 72.92, that is good. If you're a little more conservative, you probably wanted to close above 74.90 in order to have a greater possibility to test these swing pivots high, at least 83 all the way to 81. But so far on the daily, there's a squeeze play and it looks like it wants to start going higher. So we'll see. It all depends on where we close. RBOB is the same thing, squeeze play, kind of flat, doesn't know where it wants to go. And we got a PPS buy signal, but the day is young. We got to see where we're going to close. If we could close above 257, and if you're conservative 261, you have a high probability that's going to at least test 281 and 289 for a little, scalp up to there, and then lock in profits or trade your stops if it wants to push higher. But both time frames are in squeeze play on crude, so we got to keep that on the radar. And also in regards to a natural gas, we only have it on the weekly, but the histograms are pointing up, so that's good. And we're in the chop fest unless we close above 240. We have that. We have a high probability of testing 253, maybe 268. And if it goes up there, testing 283. But so far, it looks like it's climbing up. We'll go over this more in detail towards the end of the video. Heating oil, still in chop fest. We got to deal with this 244. But so far, the daily is positive and it's in a squeeze play. And it looks like it wants to go up, but the important thing is where we close. If we could close above 237, and it's going to get choppy here. The best thing is probably closing above 244 to get any real movement in regards to heating oil. Let's go to the metals real quick. Gold is still in chop fest. We haven't cleared out 1982, but we really haven't taken out 1960. So I'll be on the sidelines waiting for this to resolve. If you go long from here to here, there's not that much point. I'd rather see if it could at least close above 2,000 to take a long position. In the meantime, you got to keep watching the dollar. Same thing with silver. Just kind of focus on the daily. You can see that it's just chop fest. It hasn't really broken the mobile bands, which is somewhere around 23.76. And targets would be 24.12. But from here to go long for here, unless you want scrap pennies or something, I would rather focus once it closes above 24.12 to see if it wants to test 26 up there. Copper, same thing. Copper looks a little more better than gold and silver because it's moving and it's above the mobile band, so it's a little more positive. So path of least resistance is to the upside. However, we just kissed this pivot high of 379, and there's a few here. There's 382. So like this little area right here, if we could kind of stay above that, retest it and bounce and grind higher, I may probably go long at least to 407, 408, and then trail my stops. And if it continues grinding, then the target should be 419 all the way to 414. Palladium, just weekly chop fest in the squeeze play, kind of remind me of not gas, and it's in chop mode. It hasn't really resolved here, so keep an eye on 1420. We could close above that, but you really want to keep an eye on this 1448. If we could close above that, the probabilities are higher that we may test this pivot high of 1623. So I got this one on my radar too. Let's look at platinum. See what's cooking in platinum real quick. And platinum, it looks like it's, once it's bouncing, the histograms are pointing up. We got PPS buy signal. Looks like you're testing this pivot right here, which is, 1042. If we could close above that, maybe push lower. But it's positive as right now, but it all depends on the close today. If we could stay up here, you could test the midpoint here within this pivot, and obviously maybe could go 1137. But so far it's not that bad. Let's look at the dollar real quick, because the dollar is an important one. And the dollar is still having a tough time with this Gann fan angle. You can see it right here. It's just stalling right there. And you got this pressure. You got PPS sell signal. And it's in the MOBO, so it's not negative nor positive, but it can't close above 104, but it's not really taking out 103. So it's still in chop fest. So I'm still monitoring it. Once we could clear this out, maybe you could go long the metals and short the dollar, but then maybe lock in profits here, because this is the 50% and it's finding support. I found it right here, and it might find it again. But if it breaks, that's when maybe you could probably get a little more aggressive, because then maybe it's going to test 102.86, which is a 75% right here. And maybe go down to like the target that I have, which is $98, somewhere all the way down there. But we'll see. But it's in chop fest, so let's. Time I got 5 minutes. Let's look at. I want to look at just a few things of the natural gas. I don't want to make this video too long. Let me see if anything has changed in regards to these levels. So it looks like we have a PPS buy signal on the, well, it's probably coming and going because it's oscillating, and once these price actions, close, then these signals will really stick. But we got a MACD buy signal as of yesterday. We're testing the 20 SMA on the daily chart. You're hovering around 233, so that's good. And this is a key level. We could close above that level. That's it's like a mini 50%, like with this one. That's good. You're testing. You see how the PPS comes and goes. It's like back and forth. It's oscillating. But so far is looking good. And looks like the volume yesterday was for the bulls. Let's go over here real quick and let's look at our calendar. Statistic calendar. As you can see, today, interesting, is a down day, and the weekday is a down day. So you got both statistics showing that probability is down. But you know what? These two are equal, meaning that it's kind of like flat. And this is down. I don't think I have down to flat here. Let me see. Yep, actually I do. So these two are down to flat, so it's going to go kind of sideways on these. But price action has been looking positive. Let's see the how we open and all that. Hopefully I can get this video before it opens. But this is what statistically is showing. And maybe the algos are going opposite. So it's interesting. You can see here Monday we went down, up, and down. And statistically it was a down trading day while the weekday was up. And then Tuesday, it was, well, the overnight session went down and then it spiked. So this one kind of matched because it got oversold, but the weekday was down. So this one kind of got a positive and then kind of chopped. And today is down. So keep an eye on if they want to flush it. And it's going to match all these. Let's see how this is going to work out for this week in regards to June. Let's go over here. I think on the 6th, that's when you make the most money, if I am correct. I got to slide this over. 6/6, yeah, so this is the day you made the most money if you were long. And so far, it looks like that panned out just by looking at this at the open. So that was pretty good analysis right there. Where it says you lose the most money will be today. It's kind of like this, and then Thursday it's like even more. So keep an eye on that. Those are the 2 days where you lose the most money, which is today and tomorrow. For your on the radar for you for trading. Let's look at levels real quick. In regards to the daily, you already hit this one pivot, 232, and your last one is 235. So scalping through the overnight session, you're already at the top. I mean, doesn't mean it could continue going higher. In regards to the weekly, targets to the upside will obviously be, the next target would be 241. The good thing is that you closed above 229. So you regain that. And if you're going to grind higher, 241 is your next, and then 248, and then 252. So we got a couple of days, statistically today and tomorrow are the worst. So let's see if we could continue grinding higher. And obviously this one right here, which is the monthly 235. So these are very attainable. We're very close. We are very close already to kiss this one. So the day is positive. The weekly is positive. The monthly is kind of gray, but we're getting close. If we could stay above here, then the chances are greater that we continue pushing higher. And it looks like we're finding support within this trend line. So we're going to have to battle this trend line from here to these pivots highs right here. I think I hit my 10-minute mark. Anything interesting on the square 9? Where are we at? 232 right here. Well, 233. This is the 0 degree quarter to Gann. And let's see. Targets here, 239 lines up, or 238 lines up with the 198 and 240. So realistically, these are targets that could be attained this week if it's going to continue to pushing higher. But you can find resistance around 240 and 238. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted. And thank you for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the dollar, energy, and the metal sector.